Hey, so today we're gonna do this quick video about this article. I mean, this is from the UK. The article is from the Atlantic .com. I mean, I don't know even know how to start this. It says the Britain rules on what a woman is. Okay, it says the country highest court has ruled that under the Equality Act, woman means biological female. So that just gives you like what to expect. So when we say the West is collapsing, this is what we mean. Like we're not even making up stuff. Like and you telling me going back to traditional values and you come up with this. I mean, this nonsense. I mean, okay, let's read. I don't know how to address it because it's like, where do you even start with something like that? So the question, "What is a woman?" has haunted politics on both sides. I mean, the entire world was not concerned with that question. That was just you. In Britain, where I live, Prime Minister Starmer has given a range of tortured answers before eventually settling on adult female. Like I can't do this article. This is so bad. So this week the country highest court has endorsed this view. Okay, okay. Enter Britain flagship civil rights laws, the Equality Act of 2010. Let's be serious for a moment. I mean, I'm trying to be serious, but like this is just so bad. Like, there is nothing to criticize. I mean, it's just like this is some type of mental illness or whatever. Okay, so on Wednesday, the concept of sex is binary. A person is either like this is painful. Like I'm trying to be serious. Like I'm not. But I just can't do this. Okay, so by anonymous decision, the five justices hearing the case decreed that the terms man, women, and sex used there refer to biological sex. Well, what it was before, I watched some of these debates. I mean, you just end up more confused. If that's the side that you want to take right now, I don't. I never understood. And I'm talking from my standpoint. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on the other people's mind. That's something I could not relate to. I've watched some of these debates. Like you just end up more confused. It's all subjective, and you can become like 80% women and 20% men, and decide to wear makeup, and next day, like the entire thing is goofy. I mean, just describing it just makes you look like. So they also stress that the ruling applied only to interpreting anti-discrimination law. And discrimination against who exactly? Men, women, and was not a wider judgment on the validity of transgender identity. Well, that was never an issue. You bring up these nonsense over here. It has always existed. Everybody around the world have these people, right? It's a medical condition. Everybody was aware of it. Nobody had any problem with it. But you see what the West do most of the time is that they take something that is, just small issue, right? But it's not even an issue. It's just like something that is um, abnormal or something that is a little bit, on the fringe, and they make it a big issue. They make it like an international type of problem that the entire world has to pay attention to it. Now I've talked to some trans people. They told me like we don't want this shit that coming up from the West. It just bring more attention to it, to us. It bring more discrimination, more division. It creates problem. It's like they don't like that, right? Even those people that you're trying to defend, they don't like it. They're like, no, this is bad. We don't want too much publicity. We just want to live our life. So they claim to be helping, just like when they say, you know, democracy, they do the opposite of it, or they say free speech, but like what I'm saying, this is just like they don't have to practice what they preach. And so they claim to be helping a small group or minority, whatever you want to call it, but it just does the opposite effect of it. So in every day, many American and British, including me, are happy to use people's chosen name and pronouns and take their asserted identity at face value. But in some situation, but nobody asked for that. That's that's the other side of the argument. Nobody asked for this pronoun. That was just like in my opinion, that was just created, to confuse everybody. Like them, zer. What kind of pronoun is that? You want me to take you seriously? And then when you try to criticize, they call you like they're trying to put you in a box and all that. But like, well, you can't expect critical thinking from the West. I mean, there's no critical. The population is completely deprived of from the tools necessary to use common sense and logic and rational thinking. They would say, well, that was just the liberals or the Democrat. Motherfucker, where these people came from? You? They didn't come from Africa. They didn't come from the Middle East. They don't come from Asia. They don't come from Latin, so-called America. They came from you. You created these people, and it's a huge percentage of the population. So when you say it's just the liberal, there's too many of this, like hundreds of millions of them. So in everyday life, many okay, we read that this week's ruling most immediate affect women-only services such as domestic violence shelter, single-sex hospital, wars, and prison. Oh boy, like why will you trying to mix and create all these unnecessary problems? Places where the women's dignity, privacy, and physical safety are paramount. Where the West have never actually respected women. It's just a charade. Just like I said about democracy and other concept, like due process. It's like all that. Yeah, it's selectively applied. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying it's selectively applied. So men could already be legally excluded from such services. The implication of the ruling also extend into other emotionally fraught situation. Is a rape victim entitled to request of forensic examination on someone of the same biological sex? Wow, this is just too much. At the same time, the court was keen to stress that the transgender people have their own legal protection. If a trans woman is discriminated against by someone who reads her as a woman, there can be sex discrimination. And if she is discriminated against simply for being trans, then that falls under another protected characteristic in the Equality Act. Gender reassignment. Oh boy. Critics of the British ruling have focused on the fact that trans women. Why is it just women? Like, why not trans men? See, this is also something that you will realize when you look at this topic. It's like it's always trans women, right? First of all, this the a big emphasis on like women rights, women shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always about women's, right? There's this huge disregard for men's rights and men, but also when it comes to transgender, even the fact that there's like why trans women specifically? I don't understand. If you're gonna talk about the topic and you want to be serious about it, well, why don't you apply it across the board? That's what I say. It's selectively applied. Do you see it right now? However, the ruling enhanced the rights of trans men. Okay, here, there you go. Okay, I apologize. We have reassurance that they can sue for pregnancy and maternity discrimination based on their biology. No, no. When I said about the application of or the emphasis on trans women, I didn't make this stuff up. Like this is like a real issue. It's like there's a huge emphasis on trans women specifically. Now this is because it's an article they have, but look at how much they put for the women, and this is one sentence for the men. So you can see the difference right there. So, without denying that either group has a valid claim to protection under the law, the trans women may deeply feel themselves to be women. It is not the role of the court to adjudicate. So, as you can see, they're still emphasizing on women. I mean, the entire thing is goofy. Like, I don't know, like, how to, like, what to say. Like, it leaves you speechless because it's just so confusing to the point where they make you doubt your own type of reasoning. It's not just I mean, the West have perfected this process of indoctrination to the point where it's not just the use of certain words or the changing the definition and all that. They make you even doubt your own logic and reasoning. And so that's what makes it, that's why I don't like to pay too much attention to it. Because the more I read about it, the more the more I end up like worse. I'm in a worse position. I was fine with the medical condition. But then when you're trying to force on me, you're trying to like shove all these nonsense down my throat. And it's like, and also like they present certain things like trans women in prison, in a bathroom for men, for binary. It's like You are presenting this problem, but I really don't care about this problem. Okay, and the percentage of the people that you're claiming to help, it's very small, it's very minimal. But now the entire country has to care about that. It's like you're like, here's the problem, here's some problem that I'm presenting to you and that you have to care about. And now I'm supposed to be worried and preoccupied with that. I think it's really bad. This is a long article. I can't do everything. That's my point of view about it. If you agree, disagree, leave your comments below. Like, share, this, subscribe, all that, and see you next time.